So I'd pitched my tent in a really nice spot, hoping that it would be sheltered from any wind that came through that night. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Shortly after trying to get to sleep, the wind really picked up and started hammering the tent. It didn't let up all night long, and in fact it carried on for the entirety of the next day as well. Towards the end of the next day, when I was on top of the Old Man of Coniston, it was registering 40 miles an hour on the wind speed meter. So it was a very blustery day. I didn't get much sleep that night, so the next day did feel rather tiring, to say the least. Good morning again from a very blustery Lake District. This wind is crazy. I have just made it to the top of Hard Knot Pass, which, let me tell you, was pretty steep. It's kind of part road that you walk up, and then part a boggy hillside. And the hillside actually has got this huge old Roman fort on it that you can walk through. Really interesting, really cool to see. So yeah, I enjoyed that bit. Didn't enjoy the bog afterwards, but man, this wind, it doesn't matter where you go, it's just not letting up at all. It's been like, 10 hours now? It's crazy. I got a little bit of distance done this morning so far, not as much as I would like. I would have liked to have got to Coniston for early afternoon, but I doubt that's going to be happening with the terrain. Everywhere, as you can see, maybe on the ground, you can see the water glistening. It's just all waterlogged and soaked. You're just squishing through everything. It's impossible to keep your feet dry. So I've given up on that totally now. The one good thing is that I'm walking away from what seems to be the nasty weather and walking into the blue skies. But the wind is also blowing the nasty weather the same way as me. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Oh, been having to check the trail this morning on the map constantly. It's been doing some really stupid things, the GPX tracks, like taking you places that would really no need to go at all. Don't know what is going on with them, but yeah, there's some silly mistakes being made on that GPX track.
Hello. So I am just starting my ascent of my final major peak of the hike, which is the Old Man of Coniston. It is roughly 800 metres, I believe, so it's not a small one by any means. You might be able to see behind me the valley that I've descended into this morning and walked through. It was absolutely gorgeous. I'm just tired of having wet feet. Every time you get slightly dried out, bang, you're in another marshy area. So far this looks quite good. It's called Walner Scar Road, and I'm going to assume Walner Scar is possibly this big mess of tailings up here, mining activity. At the bottom of the climb it did say Coniston town of 4.5 miles. So it's just afternoon now, maybe about 12:30. So yeah, I should be there for mid-afternoon hopefully. Stop and get something to eat and a drink and decide what I'm going to do tonight. I don't want to be camping again tonight if it's windy again. I literally didn't get anything more than 30 minutes sleep last night. So like I say, I'll get to, the sun's just kablumming heck, sun's just exploded out from behind the clouds. Get to Coniston, decide what I'm doing. Haven't had any reception on my phone for 2 days. Been quite nice. Some corking views there when the sun's out and the clouds are gone. Well, this is it, guys. The monument is just up there on the Old Man of Coniston. This has been a serious task getting up here. Energy levels, one problem. Obviously I've not eaten this morning, didn't have any sleep last night. Plus, as you might be able to hear or tell, the wind is quite strong. So basically I've worked my way along this ridge. I came from the valley behind this ridge. So I climbed up to that ridge, worked my way along it. That one there is Dow Crag, just a little less high than the Old Man where I am now. But walking along that ridge line, I actually got knocked off my feet by the wind. I got the temperature, the wind gauge out, and I clocked the wind at 40.1 miles an hour. So it's pretty serious up here today. There's actually some people climbing on that crag, which is ridiculous. You wouldn't get me doing that. Anyway, I'm going to go and touch the monument, get a photograph, and hightail it down to Coniston for something to eat. Why don't you walk up to the monument with me? Look at that view. That's just astounding. That's almost as good as Helvellyn and Scafell Pike. It's a stunning view. Absolutely amazing. Boom, there you go. Last major one done. Look at this view down here, man. That looks like the path that I'll be going down shortly. And there's Coniston just in the distance. If I didn't have my hood up, my glasses would have blown off my face by now. There we go. Well, you're joining me just on the outskirts of Coniston, pretty little town, village. Stayed here last night because I was absolutely shattered. Had a little room at the Sun Inn, which is just as you come down off the old Manor Coniston. You pass right by it, and it was really, really nice. Really quiet, nice little room, everything I needed. And I got a really good rest, so very happy about that. The wind just was still going last night. It was crazy, that 24 hours or more. Anyway, I'm just on my way to Ambleside at the moment. Got this weird little church castle looking thing here. There's some planes in the distance somewhere. I can hear the engines. Getting to that sort of area. But yeah, I've got to get to Ambleside to finish the trail today. That should be possible, hopefully. It is a bit of a late start for me. It's just after 10 a.m. So, going to be a warm one as well. Very warm. It's hot already, and like I say, it's only early-ish on in the morning. So, looking forward to this hike. Well, it is not far now. Just stopped off in Elterwater, pretty little village. Got a drink there. Sun was just absolutely scorching when I was sat having my drink. Beautiful. What a day it is. It's just perfect. Walking's been really easy this morning. Really easy. It's just like a stroll basically compared to what I've been doing recently. Just got maybe about 3 miles or so left to Ambleside, and then that'll be the end of it for this one. Well, good afternoon everyone. I finally made it to Ambleside. I've just been sat having a pizza at a restaurant and a drink. It's still a gorgeous day. There is so many people around here, it's crazy. It's ridiculously busy, even though it's not the school holidays. There's people everywhere. I guess all that's left to say is thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed following along on the trail. If you've got any questions or comments about the trail or the gear that I've used or anything like that, please feel free to pop them in the comments section and I will try and answer them as best I can. I've just been sat contemplating what to do next. There are a few decent days of weather forecast, so rather than heading home, I think I'm going to head out on another little mini adventure and kind of make it up as I go along. Once again, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please consider subscribing, hit the like button, and as always, take care of yourself guys, stay safe and happy trails.